Hello, everybody, and welcome to this Lyrical Breakdown Surprise Edition with your boy HSR.
And your boy Chris Chrome.
If you hadn't noticed, we're being trendy with this MGK Eminem beef. We did a whole video on it over there if you want to check that out. That was before Eminem responded with Killshot. So we figured that, all right, let's start this off by doing where we stand with this shit, right? So I seen what the internet had to say, and I did something I normally don't do. I watched a lot of different people's opinions on this song before I talked about it because I didn't want to get destroyed in the comments by fans of the song. And my first reaction to this track, just full disclosure, was, damn, that was underwhelming. First reaction, internet people. And I still a little bit stand by the underwhelming nature of the track because, like, to a degree, as a song, it's a little bit dry and shit, but I have a theory. So
I found it to be dope.
Hear me out, though, just for you guys out there. When I think of an Eminem diss song, I think back to, like, the early 2000s mixtape Eminem destroying people with, like, these songs that both sound like songs but are full of ridiculous bars.
Theory. He never went directly towards somebody. They were all like, directly.
He said names in like most of them.
I know he said names.
Directly at people, dirt, attacking them, all sorts of shit. I mean, back when I was like 18, we listened to like all of the Eminem shits like that. We would be on YouTube just constantly listening to these songs. And I think they were like this savagery that like I thought was pretty fucking cool. And I really, really like... I guess that was my expectation, and that's on me. This came out, and I realized some things, I guess, after the fact. So if you watch the Sway interviews, one of the things that Eminem does not want to do is to immortalize MGK here, right? So I think, in a sense, he didn't reproduce one of those classic-sounding tracks because he knew that immortalized the names of those other people. Instead, he came at it like with this calmness, right? And like this stillness to him, this basic like
nonchalant type?
Yeah, like MGK isn't worth like really getting mad about, and in a sense didn't bring the heat.
But he also said that on the interview too, like.
But then, I guess like for me at least, so my initial reaction is MGK has like the better song. Eminem said some stuff, and the second time, even third time I listened to it, I was still kind of feeling like, I don't know, Eminem. I'm a little bit confused here. Then you go through the fucking lyrics and you start looking at the level of multiple styles of shit. And then I saw a comment that really put it in perspective. MGK had like, and I'm ripping this off, the sentiment, but like MGK had like the entirety of Eminem's career to really destroy him. It's like there's a million things you can do to call out Eminem. I could think of a few. I'm just going to not do that now. But like there are things MGK could have done that would have been cold and harsh, and he didn't. And if Rap Devil was like that's it, his greatest stuff, like it's like okay, I don't believe it is. I think MGK went soft because he was saving some good shit for later on.
Right.
That's my personal belief. I am also a fan of both of these rappers, so that's where I'm at. And then like Eminem, on the other hand, he just had like nothing to work with. Right? Really, like, what does he know about MGK? What you can find? He's not like Eminem's following him. He's not been a fan forever. The fact that Eminem could construct that many references and lines and this solid response to his diss track while nonchalantly, like, flowing, I think that's part of the slap. And that's something that came to me after I slept on it. I think he did this on purpose, this subdued thing, to smack MGK around a bit and be like, I don't even have to like
playing with his enemy.
Yeah, like I don't actually have to try that hard. Look, I'm gonna make a lazy-ish kind of like as far as ferocity goes. Eminem is not trying to slay him here. He was trying to prove that without trying to slay him, he still delivers a kill shot, right? And I think from a rhyming perspective, is absolutely 100% Eminem like bar for bar out-rapped MGK. From a sound perspective, I'm a little bit biased, a little bit. I happen to really like how Rap Devil sounds to like bump as a song I like put on. But I realized the replayability from the point of view of lyrics is not at all on the same level as what Eminem's done. And that's the real craft of Eminem's track here, is the replayability of it, because there's definitely nobody caught all the references on like the first listen.
Absolutely.
Anyway, I've talked for a while. What are your thoughts on both of these tracks going into it, which I believe are just different than mine?
Well, I wanted to touch upon when you were saying how like Eminem's kind of playing around with him, right? And he's kind of like, he's not trying to prove that he's better. He's just kind of doing it and still doing what he's got to do. I feel like he also acknowledges the career part. As you said, right? Like MGK had Eminem's whole career to kind of pick apart and find all the flaws and shit. But Eminem in Killshot also acknowledges that, and he's like, I built a career for you to pick apart. I'm not quoting the lyrics properly, but I'm paraphrasing along the lines. We're gonna go through
the lyrics though. That is the plan of this video, folks.
And I feel like he kind of pulled the 8 Mile trick at the end of 8 Mile when he like shits on himself at the diss, and then he's like, try to say something about me I haven't said already or whatnot. I feel like he kind of did that with that line. I kind of feel like he is playing with MGK. Like, I don't think that he did completely slaughter him, but he kind of referenced, the Rihanna thing. Like,
we'll go through like all of the stuff Eminem does, but like, I mean, what are your first reactions to this?
Rap Devil bothered me, and this one was dope.
So like, you're clearly on the side that Eminem has bodied MGK at this point.
Okay, so after sleeping on it for almost like, I think, a week now, that this, like, since Kamikaze and everything, 2 weeks, I've never, in my lifetime, I've never had a rap beef. This is actually my first, like, between artists that I like, artists that I know and follow, I would say follow, this is it. The fact that Eminem is somebody I like, an artist I grew up with, I feel like my idol is being attacked, so I might be taking it a little bit like, I might be biased a little bit on one side because I feel like I'm being attacked. You know what I mean?
Those of you like watching this, do you guys feel similarly? Like, does that actually play into your opinion, or are you like trying to come at this subjectively? Like, I'm trying my best to be like mad objective with it, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is just a body bag.
Well, I mean,
not to say that I don't think it's a great song. I just to interject on that, I don't think this is the kill shot, but we'll go through all the lyrics and whatnot.
But yeah, so for the battle itself, I'm just kind of like, this is interesting to me, and I am a little scared that maybe Eminem might lose. Right. My thing with MGK, and again,
why would Eminem lose in your opinion?
Because I've seen a lot more hype for Rap Devil than Kamikaze. Maybe it's the people I follow.
Let's just like talk numbers real quick on that front. So Rap Devil versus Killshot is the real comparison. That's the beef, right? So forget about not alike. We've moved past that. I mean, whatever. MGK's video.
I just want to say though, I have like, the reason why I said Kamikaze the album and Rap Devil is because I haven't had time to actually look at the numbers for the two of them right now.
Okay, well, Kamikaze's numbers broke every record ever, fucking practically. Like, it did insanely well, like 60 million in the first week or some bullshit. So that's insane. That's just empirically fucking insane. But then MGK does Rap Devil, which is currently at 78 million on the music video. So I'm certain that there's some extra views in there. But then Eminem drops Killshot, and the shit clocked like 30 something million, almost 30 million views in a day. Like, that's some serious number gains. So after a week, it's entirely possible that Killshot here is just even crushing MGK's track, And we're saying this is after like 2 weeks for Rap Devil practically. So I'm not trying to like shit. This is just the numbers as they are. But I don't think the numbers is how we measure a beef. I really don't. I think this might just be like MGK's biggest thing. But MGK is dropping an EP, which I think we're going to review next week because it'll be up by then. That'll be our extra special video because I got to follow this up, man. This is the most interesting thing to me for a while in terms of the gossip side of hip-hop. Later on, we're going to record an album review that's a dope side of hip-hop that has nothing to do with this shit. But, yeah. So, I don't know. So you are definitely, though, if I understand correctly, Chris said earlier that he has listened to Killshot far more than he's listened to Rap Devil in total.
Yeah.
I'd say that I've listened.
But I just want to say though, like just for, I like the beat to Killshot more. It has more of a trappier flow, like a trappier sound. It has more of the drums, more of those 808s. So I like that.
See, I like the Rap Devil beat more. See, for me, like Killshot's beat is a little bit simple, and I think that was part of like my initial dislike of it at first. But
Fair.
then we got into it because once you look at the lyrics of Killshot, it's hard to not think it's fucking brilliant. So let's
Right.
start with that. It's
Well,
got
just one more thing. I also I like the fact that this was more of a diss instead of a song.
agreed, and I think that's going to be part of like my main thoughts going in. So before we start, my like quick view for those who care is, I think that MGK popped off a better song as
Right.
far as a song goes, where you want to put that on when you're like at the gym running around and you're not really
Right.
thinking about it. It's just got a good sound to it, and that's my opinion. Being a person who does enjoy pop music, recognizing MGK's got a bit of a pop sound to him. M, on the other hand, has that shit that you want to memorize, has that, there's all the ideas and the wordplay, and you want to go back and decipher. And so, from a diss track point of view, like if I'm in that mood for battle rap and shit, this is far like the superior track. If I'm in the
You're
mood
more
for
likely
that.
going to click on this.
And so that's where I'm at. A bit of different parts of me like different things, but objectively speaking, as far as the rap diss side of it goes, Eminem is the empirical winner right now. We'll see what MGK does with Binge. Meanwhile, let's talk about just this introduction. So it starts off with Eminem quoting some of the lines from the MGK track. You sound like a bitch. And then he does his classic shut the fuck up from the interview, which I thought was cool because I'm pretty sure that was like just taken from the interview almost, is what it sounded like to me. What if your fans become your haters? You done? Fuck, your beard's weird. Let's be real. That was the worst fucking diss MGK could have ever done. Like, really, man? I'm just throwing it out. Is that not a bad diss? It's as bad as a certain
I don't even think it's
line
a
we'll talk
diss.
about.
I feel like I don't think it's a
it's
diss.
just
Personally,
like-
I feel like
Somebody get the Clippers.
it's just like a really shitty way to start a
I
thing.
agree.
Like
I'm not gonna lie. It's like not the best lyric compared to some of that.
it's like it's you know what it is. It's the for me. I felt like it was the high school battle rap starting off. Like you're under pressure and then you just
Right.
go for whatever like first thing you see.
And then you yelling at the mic. Are we doing this once? Yelling at the mic. Your beard's weird. Yelling at the mic. Now, I wanted to just comment on something here. I like this because Eminem comes from the old days. Apparently, between like Nas and Takeover, it was like a 6 month Takeover and Ether. There was like a 6 month wait. Like back in the day, diss tracks took forever to respond to. So the fact that Eminem responded in 2 weeks in his mind might be like fucking quick. And I feel like he took some time to really think about how he's going to come at this. And he just gives us right at the beginning here the crux of these are your most annoying lines, like highlighting how ridiculous some of these actual disses might sound out of context or whatever when somebody else says them. So I like that. I don't know how you felt.
No, I like that too. I just thought it was a direct attack to the song. Like he was kind of redefining that this is more of like that
Right.
kill shot. This is the attack.
And then we can move on to Rihanna just left me on the text last night. I left hickeys on her neck. Wait, you just dissed me? I'm perplexed. Insult me in a line. Compliment me on the next. I'm just
I wonder
like,
if that's true.
I mean, I don't think it is, but I do think it's. I mean, maybe. Apparently, they might have fucked.
He might be because I feel like he's responding to the
Yeah, but
Rihanna line that MGK said on Rap
he
Devil.
absolutely did. It took
But I
his-
don't know if it's like true.
I
And
don't
that,
think it really matters. I don't think that MGK really fucked Halsey that week either. You know, I think it's just shit that they're saying, in regards to the fucking of other
I think
people.
it's Halsey.
Whatever. But like, I do think that it's a weird place to start responding with. But I guess it's just showing that he's
Actually, it's not. It's
Okay.
not because she's big. She's big. She's known. She's an icon. So to bring up that first and to kind of just get that out of the way, it's not actually that cool. It's like, hey, by the way, the biggest icon in the world is looking at me and did not talk to you. I'm just gonna start with that first. Fuck what you said. The biggest
Yeah, I guess.
female icon is looking at me and texting me.
I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. It's definitely solid. It's definitely a one up. But like,
But like, how would you feel if he would have threw it like after hearing the song? How would you feel if he threw it somewhere in the middle? Like, I feel like it would just take it away.
I think you could have cut it, and I would have felt no
Fair.
different. But fine, he responded to like everything meticulously, and he's kind of going in a little soft. I think going in after the whatever. I do find the part where he's like, "You diss me," and like complimented me at the same time a little bit. I mean, you're right, Eminem. It is a bit weird. that he did that. But I also think it's the only way that MGK can approach the issue and be taken seriously as a rapper, because we want to, like, as a listener, I want to hear factual shit or like legitimately, passionately felt stuff, right?
I guess that's what happens when you go after somebody who's like. I guess it's just because Eminem is established,
right?
Like you can't. It kind of loops in that talk of like the old heads and the new heads, right?
Yeah.
You can't really just discredit what Eminem's done over the years.
On top of that, it's like if you do try to discredit that, bar for bar, Eminem is a better rapper. MGK can't win like that. So it's kind of like David versus Goliath here. So when you acknowledge that
With a little rock,
in a sense, and albeit he does it a little weakly, but not really. I wasn't hating that part of MGK's track, but it's a little bit like trying to do the 8 Mile thing himself, where he's a little bit being like, I'm not as good as a rapper, I know, but I'm inspired to take you out, and that's the diss. So I guess where Eminem's coming from is like, this is weak sauce to me. So Eminem, as I understand his perception here, is like, it doesn't hurt me, so it doesn't faze me, it doesn't bother me. Whereas I'm looking at it like, does that matter in terms of how dope it is? I mean, to some people it absolutely does, but to me, it doesn't invalidate maybe the dopeness of MGK shit because you don't find that it offended you, you know? It's still fresh in a sense.
I think that in terms of the battle, it matters. In terms of the music, it doesn't. Music-wise, again, MGK's Rap Devil is a good song. In terms of the battle, the fact that Eminem is kind of like, I don't really like we said, he's playing with, we kind of feel like he's playing with MGK. I feel like that matters in context of the battle because it shows Eminem's character as like the warrior we're talking. Like if they were two warriors, it shows Eminem's character. But in like fighting techniques, MGK may have been more stylish. You know what I mean?
Well, like, I guess it's where I'm going with it is if MGK had done anything else but offer that level of honesty in his rhymes, we wouldn't take anything he's going to say seriously. Now, I don't know how true or not the shade, like being blocked from Shade 45 and all this shit. I don't care what's truth there. If that's how MGK feels, it's still a cool way to come at it. But I think what Eminem is missing a little bit, and it's, I guess, my feeling about him for a minute, is he's a little disconnected. It's that the fans in general aren't caring if it bothers Eminem. They're going to care about what they like more either way. So to me, it's a okay tactic. I guess you're trying to invalidate MGK, but I think to like the MGK purists, it was a smart move. But still, I like what he did. I didn't catch it on the first one. I actually had to like think about that one for a second. Anyway, damn, I'm really sorry you want me to have a heart attack. He said the same thing about Everlast, though. He wanted Everlast to have a heart attack. So I thought it was kind of like a nod to like M's old disses. But anyway.
Kind of like I've been battled before.
Yeah, was watching 8 Mile on my Nord track, realized I forgot to call you back. Here's that autograph for your daughter. I wrote it on a starter cap.
Nord track, is that a treadmill?
Yeah, I think it's just like a high quality one. So he was dropping a little, because basically,
you won't see 8 Mile. Yeah.
So it's directly, but also flossing that he's this rich. He has this dope ass gear. He has 8 Mile under his belt, and then just to go back, he's kind of calling him a stan, right? MGK by like, and then he's sending it to his daughter, which is just cheap shots because now he's like, I'm not afraid to bring your daughter into this. Watch what you say, punk.
Right.
So in that regard, it's kind of like vicious to me. Plus, it's just a dope way of like saying your daughter's a fucking stan too, I guess.
Right.
I like that a lot. I thought it was pretty cool. Again, I'm talking about the lyrics here. Eminem bar for bar kills this shit. No question. Anything else? Okay, cool. Then Stan, son, listen, man, Dad isn't mad, but how you gonna name yourself after a damn gun and have a man bun?
That right there is
a man bun
fuck
too.
off my man bun. But that right there, like following up with the Stan and acknowledging that MGK is not a clone, but as we know, was inspired by M. And I like how Eminem took that father authority and was like, listen, why are you getting mad with daddy?
That's
like,
true.
why you yelling at me?
I would like to just counter and bet that there are a lot of like Sicilians or something who have both machine guns and man buns. I'm gonna just throw it out. I bet there is a sect of the criminal underworld that rocks man buns. I'm just how what I've seen of Europeans and stuff that's more popular from those countries. And I'm not trying to be racist. If this gets taken poorly, I'm sorry. But that would just be my other response. I'm trying to come up with new shit to say in this done-to-death conversation, folk. I don't know. I fucking like that.
Being trendy is hard.
The giant smoke, eyes open, undeniable. Supplying smoke, got the fire stoked. So you got me in a scope, but you grazed me. I say one caught an interscope, and you Swayze. I guess that's saying that he can just end his career or whatever. And
Like, I guess he's like,
he's responding to the smoke line, obviously.
yeah. Well, he's also
saying,
responding to to the line where MGK was like, ask Sway, why can't we? Let's ask Sway, why can't I be on Shady 45? And he's like saying like, and the line where he goes, you called Diddy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like he made the connection, which apparently in the interview Eminem had no idea.
Yeah, no.
So I don't really know, like,
apparently,
right? But so he's clearly responding to those lines. But I feel like it also might actually be true in a sense where if Eminem is that powerful and that sheltered and that covered and backed up.
I mean, I think that they could do a lot to blackball MGK. I think MGK is too big to fail in the indie circuits because too many people succeed in spite of labels in this day and age.
Right.
Anyway, we did that one to death in the last one. But yeah, so he responds to that, and then your reply got the crowd yelling woo. So before you die, let's see who can out petty who with your corny lines. Slim, you're old. Ow, Kelly. Ooh. Yeah, I agree. Those were pretty corny. I mean, going at an old man for being an old man, it's not nice, young Kells. I mean, you're not that young, dude. You're like, what, 28? It's not like you're in the middle of like turning into old man. You're starting to become an old man at that point. So
right.
Like if he was like Lil Yachty's age, calling him an old man, I'd be a little more sympathetic to that, But all right. But I'm 45 and still selling you. By 29, I had 3 albums that had Blue. And then
does he say Blue or Bloom?
Blue.
Oh,
like but he kind of maybe says it in a way that
sounds like Bloomed, and I was like that could have.
That's kind of a shot.
Shots to MGK's album.
Because as much as y'all hated our review of it, it wasn't his best work. But like, I'm actually excited to see his next project. But still, I call this the Nicki Minaj defense. And I mean,
you said that earlier. Please explain.
I get what he's doing. He's establishing that by MGK's age, he was this successful. But, like, play up on how, like, you changed the culture or blah, blah, blah. Just saying that you had 3 albums pop and MGK didn't have a single album pop is basically what Nicki Minaj said to Remy Ma. I'm on Billboard, you're not. It's what every dish she gets is I make more money than you. And it's just, that doesn't actually reflect skill. It's just a measure of success. The climate MGK has to compete in is very different than the one that Eminem did. I'm not saying which one had it harder. I'm saying that they're very different. It's not so equitable.
Right.
Anyway, I'm like, nobody's albums really blow except for Kamikaze. Like, nothing really. Like, if you look at it, it's not like it used to be in terms of numbers. You get the occasional pop star who breaks a record, and, like, nobody else is really getting their cut of the pie in this climate, which is something MGK said. Kind of, so it almost feels like Eminem's owning it and validating that this is true because he has such a big piece of the pie. MGK can't have any.
But like,
I don't know if that is like the best light,
But I'm a little confused because, and I just want to reference the Sway interviews again. He talked about how Eminem talked about how he doesn't go to the Grammys and shit anymore. Like he doesn't even want to be a part of it. And I feel like.
But he talks about fucking breaking records on every album, and he
understand
totally
that,
cares about this
but
shit.
I feel like he's doing it in terms of kind of responding to, again, more lines of the Grammy line from MGK. You got a Grammy, let us have some, and blah, blah, blah. And he's just kind of being like an asshole about it. I feel like
the interview was a far better diss than this diss song. I'll be honest. I feel like the way he approached it in the interview, it was harsh. So I agree in that regard, but I don't think that it changes much that Eminem, if he has all this power, it means that he does have this big piece of pie. And MGK's basic premise was, and even if you look at Joyner Lucas's verse, it's a little bit like share the pie. So Eminem's sharing the pie with Joyner and not Kelly, but whatever. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all. You can always let us know your opinions. To me, this is about discussions, maybe finding new ways to look about shit. And then now let's talk about something I don't really do. Go in someone's daughter's mouth, stealing food, but you're a fucking molehill. Now I'm going to make a mountain out of you. Woo. And I guess that's like saying that, like, I actually don't get that line very well. I don't MGK
made a line where he basically blames Eminem for not being kind of fucking with his career and his money, and he's like, I'm trying to feed my daughter and you're taking food away from her, and Eminem's like, no, I don't do that.
That's
like,
true.
that's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to do my thing for my family, my shit.
And in a sense, he's kind of responding and saying, because of me, you're not going to be the most famous mountain because you were just a fucking molehill before. And that is, okay, I get the line. Thank you, Christopher. And then Ho Chill acting like you put the chrome barrel to the bow and arrow gunner. Bitch, you ain't a bow and arrow. That's funny because
that's his name.
I've been playing Skyrim and I use bow and arrows all the time. Sneak, triple shot. It's more effective than a gun would be in that game. Anyway, it has nothing to do with anything.
I played Destiny 2 and my hunter has an arrow, so it's awesome.
But yeah, so all I'm trying to say is that's just playing up on his gunner shit. Say you run up on me like a phone bill spraying lead. Playing dead, that's the only...
Did you really?
I tried. I'm not bad at it. Playing dead, that's the only time you hold still. Are you eating cereal or oatmeal?
Oh, because he's eating in the video?
I know. To be honest, most of these lines are fine to me. This is the part of the song where I go a little bit like, a lot of this seems like filler, and it could have just been shaved out. And if he had shaved it out and stuck with the fire bars only, it would have been good. But fine, he's responding. I don't actually... Because I'm taking his shit in him, Kelly. I need reading material dictionary because he reads the dictionary. And that's all he does. And I mean,
but it's
I get that he's responding.
But hold on, it's not just responding. I feel like, again, MGK going at the fact that Eminem's a dorky nerd, he hasn't hidden that.
Right.
And just to extend it further, Slaughterhouse are all a bunch of dorky nerds who play with fucking words. It's who they are. It's who they're known to be. It's Eminem who's known to be. So it's like you're basically calling the kettle black. Okay. And it's not really effective because nobody's gonna be surprised. So okay. Yeah, Eminem's playing on the fact that he's like, well, I'm gonna read the dictionary while I'm taking a shit. What the fuck else am I gonna do? Oh yeah, let me read the dictionary so I can use better words to slaughter you.
I'm telling you, read science books, Em. Read some philosophy. There's totally better ways to acquire words than reading a dictionary.
Oh, actually, I finally saw the Hobson thing. I wanted to tell you.
What Hobson?
The Hobson where he gets all fucking giddy because his name was dropped on Kamikaze. Yeah. I finally saw the video.
Okay. Yo, Slim, your last 4 albums sucked. Go back to Recovery. Oh, shoot. That was 3 albums ago. You know what? Oops.
Okay. I feel like it's valid. I think it's valid. If you're going to if you're going to claim a date, get the fucking date right.
You're right. It's like, I think, again, this is kind of on the sillier end of it where he's just showing that I can even lightly poke holes in your argument.
But look how easy it is. And I feel like in terms of battling, this is kind of cool because he's like...
I do like the part where he's like, what do you know? Oops. Know your facts before you come at me, little goof. Luxury. Right? Oh, you broke, bitch? Yeah, I had enough money in O2 to burn it in front of you, ho. Hashtag Nicki Minaj response. But I get it because he is pointing out that Eminem's rich. But MGK doesn't necessarily hide that he's poor either. That he's trying to be on the come-up. Like, he's kind of like... I mean, in the same vein as Eminem doesn't hide that he's a geek about words and shit, MGK doesn't hide the fact that things aren't as well and he's on the come up and he's trying to get that. But
how do you feel if somebody older than you looked at you and said, at 30, I was rolling around in a Maserati dropping bands like a motherfucker.
I don't know if I'm the right person for that.
But you get what I'm saying.
So, yeah.
So that's what I feel like Eminem's doing to MGK.
I guess he's trying to floss on every front so that no matter what era, like what side of the conversation you want to have, he's trying to like point out that there is validity to it. So on the album sales front he wins, on the skill front he wins, on the responding to the specifics in his diss he's winning, and I get that, and I'm not trying to diminish that. I find the Nicki Minaj defense to be the weakest argument of success possible. Like, great, M sold well. He's going to sell well on brand reputation regardless. MGK knows that. That's why he said it in his song. I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm missing the point on this. It happens a bunch. Then we get dislikes on the video. Feel free to call me an asshole in the comments. And then, yeah, younger me, no, you're the whack me. It's funny, but so true. I'd rather be 80-year-old me than 20-year-old you till I'm hitting old age. Still can fill a whole page with a 10-year-old's rage. That's kind of part of why people have a problem with Eminem, is that he's hitting it with a 10-year-old's rage. But no, I like that. I like the fact that this is, like, again, one of the way better lines. He's kind of pointing out that no matter what era of life you're at, man, you can be younger, you can be more youthful, you can be at this place. But I'd rather be old and decrepit and be me than even be you at all because of my mad ability to, do what he said on like Fight Song and shit and capture like the youth's
But I take
rage,
it also as like
bottle it.
wisdom and experience. Like he rather be 80 and have like all these experiences and know
that's
more
a
than
good
MGK, and then instead of being
But-
MGK who's still maybe naive or doesn't
I
or
think
unexperienced with certain shit.
It's probably both, right? Because on the one hand, it's responding and saying your youth is irrelevant, and on the other hand, saying that even when I'm old and completely decrepit, I'm still better than you at your best, Because there is a degree of M probably won't be able to rap at 80 like he can.
And actually, it could be. It also. Wow. Fuck. Because MGK is what 28 now.
Yeah,
Right.
I think
He says 20-year-old you when Eminem's 80.
Yeah,
MGK will technically be whatever age, and then we can think that MGK might not have been in his prime when he was
Right.
20, and Eminem's kind of stating like, I still don't want to be you in your prime.
yeah, I get that.
That's cool. That was cool.
So still can fit a whole. Anyway, we said that. Feel like I'm babysitting Lil Tay. I don't know who is Lil Tay.
Lil Tay's you don't know Lil Tay?
9-year-old.
Little Tay's the little 9-year-old girl who ran around and she was like, I'm rich, I'm this, I'm that. But realistically, her mom was like a salesperson, a home, fucking real estate agent. Yeah, her mom was a real estate agent for like mansions and shit. And the little girl would run around and like the boss's fucking Mercedes and shit. And she kicks the car. Oh, dude, it's fucking retarded. It's so funny.
You shouldn't say that word.
Yes, I shouldn't. I
I
apologize.
don't think I'm gonna catch it when I censor that. Anyway, so got the Diddy. Okay, so you spent your whole day shooting a video just to fucking dig your own grave. We disagree, man. MGK probably has a bigger career after this. It might not be catastrophically big, but I don't think if he's smart, he can milk this cow and get a real buzz. But yeah, I kind of do look at it like MGK probably had to try a lot harder. I think that's what he's trying to point out. Like, you had to go make a video on like fucking everything, and me, I can just come up, pay a graphic designer, and drop this track, and it will still outperform your shit. And that he needs Diddy's permission. I said daddy on purpose to get like fucking the okay to come at Eminem. Like, it's probably not like you can just release a track against Eminem without talking to your fucking label first if you're signed to it, which is a little bit like he can do what the fuck he wants because he's his own boss. And like, MGK is not. Yeah, I pretty much got some of this from Adam 22's video, which I watched. He did a very similar thing to this, but I was planning on doing this before I saw his video, so what can you do? Next, You Ain't Never Made a List, next to no Biggie, no Jay, but instead, he's compared next to Taylor Swift and that Iggy Ho you about to really blow. Kelly, they'll be putting your name next to Ja, next to Benzino, a die motherfucker, like the last motherfucker saying Haley in vain, alien brain, you Satanist, yeah. That's kind of cool. He's kind of establishing just where people perceive them in society and where he projects Kelly's going to go, right? So he's in the list with the GOATs next to Jay-Z's and all that shit.
Oh, Biggie's and Tupac's.
MGK is more compared against Iggy Azalea's and fucking Taylor Swift's as a pop star in terms of...
I wouldn't say that.
But I think he's trying to call him soft. And
I get the attack, but I wouldn't, I'm not going to say MGK's comparable to Taylor.
I mean, some people are going to...
Maybe Bloom. Maybe Bloom.
Definitely, like, some people will compare him to Benzino and Ja Rule. And you should check out Diverse Mentality's channel where he fucking breaks that shit down because it was a really good. He covers both those beefs in general. It's fucking good. But, like, yeah, I don't think MGK's that bad at business like the other dudes in terms of getting so petty with it. I think MGK did it on purpose, like Eminem knows, and so this is how it goes. I like how he's like, my biggest flops are your greatest hits. Like, his worst selling album outperforms MGK's best selling album. The game's mine again, and ain't nothing changed but the locks. So before I say this bitch, I give Jade a kiss. Now, that's a pretty great line, right? That might be my favorite line on the album. Big ups to Aaron Sisk for, like...
On the album? You mean this track?
Yeah, track, for breaking it down for me. So, first of all, game's mine ain't nothing changed but the locks. We're not talking about just the locks on a door. We're talking about the locks. We're talking about Sheik Luch. I don't know how to say his name right. Styles P. And Jada Kiss. We should review one of their albums.
We just reviewed Styles P.
No, I meant the locks. This game is mine's again, whatever. So before I slay this pitch, give Jada a kiss. Now, Jada Kiss has album titles like The Kiss of Death and The Last Kiss and stuff. So it's almost like the mafiosa a kiss of death, right? And because he's giving Jade a kiss, it's both literally kissing his daughter, whatever, and then also using the locks line to slay MGK at the same time. And I believe that is what Eminem does very best. At first, I was confused by that line, but once I understood how great it was, I was like, that's fucking dope. That is my favorite line on the album. Everyone's going on about the line to come, but no, this is my one. This is my big win. Song. I know it's not an album. I'm sorry. Anyway, do you like it?
I like it.
All right, cool. Gotta wake up to Labor Day to this. The fuck? Being rich shamed by some punk using my name for clickbait in a state of bliss because I said his goddamn name. Now I got a cock back aim. Yeah, bitch. Pop champagne to this. Pop. He shared a meme with 3 judges saying 666, saying it was like a leg shot or some shit and it's trash. That's what he shared. But
I know you lost me. What?
that's what MGK's response has been so far. He shared a meme of like 3 judges giving sixes. So Devil 666, and it's saying it's a lame song and it's trash and shit. So that's what MGK has responded so far. But I kind of think he is calling out MGK's strategy and showing that MGK is self-aware. I feel like this was just kind of standard. It was like, okay, Eminem, we know that. I mean, you're saying it, but like if there was ever one thing that was obvious about this, MGK knew how clickbaity he was being, and he's pretty fucking blatant about it. He knows what the fuck he's doing. I don't think it's a diss. It's almost like you're complimenting the guy for his good strategy in the modern era. And I think that how Eminem perceives this and how many perceive it is as clickbaity nonsense. But me, I see it as like a brilliant marketing campaign on the end of MGK. And the way he's playing it day over day on Twitter, the way he's milking it on his tour and shit, smart. And so I would be popping champagne to this track if I was MGK too. I would literally have 2 bottles this time because I'd be so happy if I'm him. I don't know how you feel. I'm just reacting as I
don't
go.
I don't really care for the line. It wasn't that. All
right, let's not piss him off. Let's just keep. I'm sorry, Chris. I don't mean to cut him off. That's gonna piss them off. See, I'm anxious about what you guys think about me. I'd make a terrible battle rapper. It's your moment. This is it, as big as you're gonna get. So enjoy it. Had to give you a career to destroy it. Go to sleep 6 feet deep. I'll give you the B for effort. But if I was 3'11", you'd look up to me, and for the record, you would suck a dick to fucking be me for a second, like a ball sack to get on my channel. And I'm like, okay, that is pretty ferocious. So in a sense, because MGK has now gotten his biggest number one song ever, Eminem gave that to him and gave him all his hype, and now he's gonna end it. So he's like a puppet master, pulling it away, and then played up on the height line, which is whatever. And then I don't know, I liked it. It's pretty fucking solid. I'm really into that shit.
I like the career line. I think that was one of the hardest lines for me when I heard it, when he was just like, I had to build a career for you to take it. It reiterates kind of like, what if, I kind of took it like Eminem's kind of questioning him, like, what happens if you battle a dude in your generation that you don't know about? You know, like, how are you going to actually fight him if you don't know anything? You're lucky I had my backup. Like, you're lucky I had my past.
Yeah. I think we touched on that a bit earlier.
Yeah, we did.
That's exactly it. Like a ball sack to get on my channel. Give your life to be a solidified. This motherfucking shit is like Rambo when he's out of bullets. So what good is a fucking machine gun when it's out of ammo? And I like that because it's pointing out that MGK doesn't have much to say that can hurt Eminem. And I get that's true. I get why that's the perception, and that might even be true. I don't actually believe for a second that there's anything MGK can say that will hurt Eminem. But I do think there's a lot MGK can say to convince a lot of people he wins and buy his album and make more fans. And I think that's what he's going for. So I don't know that he's out of ammo because you're dealing with a troll now. You're not dealing with a guy who's necessarily playing. They're not playing the same game. They're playing 2 different teams right now. So in pure hip-hop, I agree. In giant social media war, I'm not 100% certain I'm convinced. Yeah, that's just where I'm at with that. I don't know. It's pretty good, though. I'm really enjoying this part. Had enough of this tattered up mumble rapper. How the fuck can him and I battle? He'll have to fuck Kim in my flannel. I'll give him my sandals because, as long as I'm shady, he's going to have to live in my shadow. I get it. He's like playing up on, oh, you think your Kim line's going to hurt me? Like Chris said in the last video, like this was a dumb line for this reason. And maybe so, because now it does kind of make it sound like, oh, MGK can have his sloppy seconds and he's in the shadow. So I see it now. It's not really that smart. You're right, Chris. You were right. But that's fine. I still enjoyed that line. I think it was a good way to end that. And I just think Eminem's response here, though, does obliterate the quality of the initial one. And then, yeah, because he knows as long as I'm shady, he's going to have to my shadows exhausting, letting off on my offspring like a gun barrel. Bitch, get off me. You dance around it like a sombrero. We can all see you're fucking salty because G-Eazy's ball deep inside a Halsey. I know he says Young Gerald. But, man, G-Eazy must be the one popping bottles right now to know that somehow he got into Eminem's good graces, like friend of my friend, enemy of my enemy is my friend, you know?
Right, right.
I'm like, I love that part. And it does kind of make MGK look a little bit salty because he did go there. He did bring up the girlfriends and stuff. And when you think about it after, again, that was good. That was a good exploitation, making MGK look a little bad. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed that line a lot. I'm not a big fan of what G-Eazy did with the situation, but I like what M did with the situation. Chris is just nodding, so I'll keep going.
I don't have any, like, he's, until there's something I feel like I have to
That's
explain
totally
or
cool.
give a difference,
So
you know?
your red sweater, your black leather, you dress better, I rap better. Yeah, that was a dumb line, MGK. Yeah, M's right. He does. That a death threat or a love letter? I guess that's back to like that original point of you're dissing me and complimenting me or commenting on my clothes and etc.
Right.
Little white toothpick thinks it's over a pick. I just don't like you, prick. Thanks for dissing me. Now I had an excuse on the mic to write not alike, but really I don't care who's in the right. But you're losing the fight. You picked. You wanted Kells. Attempt
like
fails. Button else.
I like how he kind of, for me, I took that line where he's like, now I had a reason to write not a like on the mic there.
Right.
I like how he kind of gave MGK that kind of credit. Like, listen, you want to talk about how I inspire you? Well, you talking shit has inspired me to do this.
Yeah. And I do feel like it's kind of like he does show. I don't know. It's good.
Like, he does pay him. I feel like he does pay him
Did you
his
see
respect.
Button's response? Button's response is something on the lines of like, I told you that's all it was going to be. Another little jab at Button. Nothing real. Nothing to make
Which response? Because I haven't seen.
It's on Twitter. He just tweeted it.
Oh, no.
But
I watched his whole fucking podcast from last weekend, and that was like he had like the whole
right.
whole conversation.
Everyone saw
and
that.
Yeah.
I'm assuming everyone watching this video saw that, and if you haven't, check it out. It's good drama for this beef. But basically, M is just kind of pointing out how it could have been anybody, and MGK just like happened to be the flavor of the week. It could have been anybody.
Right. But he's been open with that as well. I remember one interview, he was like, look, if your name just happens to rhyme with the last bar.
No, he said in this interview that he was very deliberate with the people he picked to go.
Yes. But I'm saying like just to play up on that like flavor of the week. It's just like he also has this mentality of like making the rhymes work, and if your name happens to work, then it goes in. But then he does state that this one is for Kells.
Yeah, and then fucking nails in these coffins as soft as cotton now. Killshot, I will not fail. I'm with the doc still. But the city is pops pills and tells him he's got skills. But Kells, the day that you put out a hit's the day that Diddy admits that he put the hit out that got Pac killed. So here he's kind of pointing out that he's still a Dre, so he's still super hype, he's still powerful, and that like
calling MGK's fans a bunch of pillheads.
No, calling Diddy, like saying Diddy popped pills and got so fucking high that he even told MGK that he has the fucking skills to go at Eminem and that this was a good idea.
I thought he was just saying like the people, like your fans are a bunch of pill poppers.
Because he's also pointing out that as much as he has Dre, MGK has Diddy, which is a good defense there. Really great argument. And then really ties it in that the day that you have a hit song is as likely as Diddy admitting to this situation, which was an interesting and provocative line. And I hope to see that goes somewhere and we get some interesting references outside of Jay Electronica threatening to take out Eminem because of it.
What?
Yeah. Dude, did you not watch any of these responses? Sheesh. Yes, that was his. You can go look for it. It's on Twitter. He deleted it, but you'll find it off Twitter. Anyway, I'm sick of your whack and still using that motherfucking auto-tune, so let's talk about it. Fair. I'm sick of your mumble rap mouth. Need to get the cock about it. Okay. Because you're mumbling because there's a cock in your mouth. Before we can even talk about it, I'm sick of your blonde hair, earrings, just because you look in the mirror and think that you're Marshall Mathers. Get it? Because he's like he's like pointing out that you're like an auto-tune mumbly version of me, but you think you're like me. Don't mean that you are, and you're not about it. So just leave my dick in your mouth. So keep riding my dick, keep saying my name, keep doing all this shit, but keep my daughter out of it. And you want to keep rumbling, but don't bother saying Haley's name no more. And I respect that. If MGK continues to bring up Haley, he loses instantly in my head. There's nothing dope he can say about Haley anymore. Right? Like, it's done. He said his piece. He made his bars. Now he has to come with new and fresh shit. I mean that. I hope he does. Anyway, and then, I'm just playing Diddy. You know I love you. Kind of like America at the end, but it's like, at the end of White America. Oh, I'm just playing America. You know I love you.
But I feel like it's also kind of another jab at MGK. Like, you realize I'm super powerful, that me and Diddy could possibly just be friends, and nothing you tell Diddy about me, he's really going to bat an eye because I'm that big.
Well, I think it's also that he said that line and felt the need to just kind of make his joke line just to let him know that it was a joke, but then in an Eminem way where he's still saying it's true. I liked it. I thought that was a good way to end it because it throws back to like the height of Eminem's career and shit too. I like this song more than I thought I would. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and give that shit, like, as a song, a 4.5 on 5 to me. It's not a perfect 5 because I'm not the biggest fan of the beat. But as far as everything else there is to talk about, it's pretty fucking exceptional. And I would highly recommend that y'all check it out if you haven't. You obviously have, but if you haven't. And let me know what y'all thought. What about you?
If we're giving grades, it would also line at a 4.5, only because I feel like when you first told me that it was slow and it was kind of like not like the tricky shit, I got a little worried. I listened to it a couple of times. I like it. I like the vibe to it and everything, but I do agree that I there was missing some of the fast, tricky stuff. But just because I'm biased and I like it.
But then, like, we have to just consider if he had done that, it only helps MGK. And I think part of the charm of this, because the better the MGK diss is the more likely it's gonna make people go listen to MGK, because the better is the more, and then it gets immortalized as a great diss song, and then forever MGK gets immortalized. Even
then I guess like,
so I feel like,
I think as a song itself, I'm still just like, there's missing some stuff.
But again, I think that's on purpose.
Right.
At first I was critical of it, but I think it's part of the diss. Like, you're not even good enough for the fire-ish diss song I can while I still obliterate you. Killshot. But me, I want to see what MGK does. I don't want this to be over. I'm not convinced it's the kill shot. I'm convinced it is a fucking heavy blow, though. Very good response, and I really am happy it happened. I don't know if you have more to say. Nope. Cool. Thank y'all for watching. As always, in the comments, let us know what you think. Big thanks to the patrons, Ismail G. Mozart. Sorry, that's same guy. Super School 1994 and Linda Williams. Anyway, thanks. Those guys support us. They're fucking awesome. If you want to see a particular album or song covered, etc., that is the best place to make that happen fast for you, and you get access to content early. Otherwise, you can hit that subscribe if you thought it was cool. Hit that like. Hit that comment section up. Tell us what you want to see us talk about. We want to do more topical videos. Do you want us to see Cardi B versus Nicki conversation? Do you want to see some gossipy shit? You let us know how much you want us to do that kind of stuff. Otherwise, what albums? Peace.